work less and make more money, and we're gonna do it in less time, right? You guys all want more time off, right? So we're gonna talk about that, but we're really gonna talk about making you aware of different tactics and techniques that we use out in the field today, not just in the CPA and accounting world, but in all different industries. You have to be very what? Disciplined. Now, I saw a lot of you disciplined last night. Bring that discipline to your sales and marketing efforts. Number two, tenacious. We want you to be tenacious instead of timid. You got to implement. You got to have desire. I'm going to think that you're all here because you have a high level of what? Desire. I need you to implement and work with systems. If you don't have systems, you're going to think about stuff. And look, if you're going up against your competitors and you're thinking, you what? Lose. Automated. So when you're in sales presentations, when the client goes, I got to think about it, what are you going to do? Are you going to be automated and know what to say and know how to handle that? Or are you going to say the most disastrous word when handling negotiations and objections, which is the word what? Starts with an O, ends with a K. Okay. If you're 10% higher in most cases and you've done everything to build the relationship, that you can hold that price instead of caving in on a negotiation. Anytime that you get above 10%, it becomes diluted at that point. So what you guys have done, unless you're trained, is that when you go in on a quote and you're 10% higher and your prospective new client goes boo, what do? You fold like a lawn chair. Don't do that. The first word out of your mouth should be no. Did I say not negotiate? No, I didn't say that. I said say no to begin the negotiation process off, but you're sending a missile to them. It's called shock and awe.
The one thing that would take away today to help us with our revenue would be having the ability to say no, not being afraid or selling scared, not having a fear of talking to that customer, not negotiating at the beginning, learning to do it afterwards and work your way through his discipline.
And my biggest takeaway from Chuck's session today was to utilize the individual's personality to accommodate my sales pitch to.
If it's a face-to-face, if it's a phone call, if it's a WebEx, if it's by Morse code, all the rules of presentations all remain the what? The same. This is a graphic that will teach you public speaking tactics. So we have an inverted stoplight called the client's believability scale. The biggest challenges with your clients and client companies and prospects is number one, memory retention. And I can directly attribute the memory retention of your clients to most of you over speaking and over connecting dots and providing way too much information where they get completely lost. So it's really simple. Stay out of the yellow and stay out of the red up here. And I need you to discuss things, give people visual, tell stories, understand their personality style. And if you understand their personalities, you need to modify the presentation and the close specifically for them. 10% of the entire world's population is just like you. We call it analytical brilliance. Okay, you overthink, you what if everything, and all those kind of things. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just how the way it is. But just remember that the other 90% of our population worldwide will never ever say what with that program. They'll never say stop. And if somebody did, it automatically tells you that they're analytical, and you know that you better spend all your presentation in worst case scenarios and catastrophizing everything, because then they'll like you. Got it?
So what we're going to do now is I need to learn a little bit more about your business, and so the way we're going
Stop. Freeze. What is he doing? He's using the discovery agenda that you see up here. So is there any way that if Brian can at least read upside down, is he going to lose his place or what he's doing? No. And what's even greater about this piece? What is he doing? He's showing them instead of what? Write this down. Stop pontificating unless you have them visual. If you are broke personally, you will think all of your client companies are what? Broke. This is called the self-fulfilling prophecy. What happens with you transmits into your sales processes. Stop this silliness. What is the number one thing that you got out of this last section? Say no. What else? Don't overreact. What else? Say again?
Get something out of it.
Get something back from them if you are going to give it up. What else?
Don't negotiate too early.
Don't negotiate too early.
Don't show weakness.
Don't show weakness. AIA. Acknowledge, ignore, go to the next step in your agenda. Don't talk so much. Oh.
I think if everybody in the company who was at this seminar that Chuck put on today implemented half of it, what he was talking about today, this entire company could just take off. Our sales would just go crazy because there's a lot of tools here that would help any outside salesman grow their business.
So some of the tips I learned today on how to be more efficient would be to understand the value of my time and understand where it should be best be spent.
The things that we've learned in the seminar as far as technology, or myself specifically, the cloud, being able to access that, enter customer information in there so that I don't have to go out and send reminders, things of that nature one by one. WebEx, doing conferences instead of driving, across town to meet with a contractor, definitely is going to save me time and save my company money at the end of the day.